Hello, my name is Leo. Welcome to another reading of the Elder Scrolls. Today we're going to be reading the 36 Lessons of Vivec, Sermon 37, which is interesting because there should only be 36. But here we are again. Alright, so we're reading this off the unofficial Elder Scrolls page's wiki. Sermon 37. You have discovered the 37th Sermon of Vivec, which is a bending of light, long past the chronicles of the Horator, who wrote inconstant faces and ruled however they would, until Apocalypse. Vivec was born by ribbons of water, which wrote their starward couplings in red. This is a new place of speed. His eyes broke on the spikes above the tower, where the void ghost squatted over a drake-scaled drum, imbecile in its rhythm. And he asked of it, "Who are you that need no signature at all?" 3 in sum, the robes I am stretched towards the bright black rim of memory, roping an arc of purchase. This was a new sprinting task, and Set held his swollen belly to his name, Clockmaker's daughter, swimming the dead confession along a century of thread, naming her uneaten, a golden cachet of Veloth and Velothi. For where else would they know to go? Go here, world without wheel, charting 0 deaths and echoes singing, Set said, until all of it was done, and in the center was anything whatever. And the red moment became a great howling unchecked, for the provincial house was in ruin, and Vivec became as glass, a lamp, for a dragon's mane had broke, and the red moon bade him come. The sign of royalty is not this, a signal blue shift, female, told him. There is no right lesson learned alone. He refused the twine on her catching net, spiteful that an uncontinued people would not become fuller by their searching, and yet were racked in their spirits for flight. But the male signals were offended, and Vivec took a fighting form. He undid his eastern light, saying to the Alchemy that through war they had become brides in glass, which no power could absorb. The light bent, and Vivec donned a cuirass made of red plates of jewels and a mask that marked him born in the lands of men. Wheeling, he spread into an insect salve, worn on the neck of hist bulbs, when at challenge. He ward up and fed his fingers to mammoth ghosts. The signifiers wondered if they mistook this for surrender, for Vivec had told the void that he could learn to undo it all. The light bent, and somewhere a history was finally undone. Of it, Vivec remembered the laughing of the Nechimen of his village, when the hunts were good. He marched with his father in the ash, growing strong in the hooks and sail, able to run a junk through slit. At 11, he sung to an ashcan. He became sick after Red Mountain with the Nyx blood and fever, and was infirm 100 years. His mother survived him, a land his body at the altar of Padhom. She gave him her skin to wear unto the underworld. The light bent, and Vivec awoke, and grew fangs, unwilling to make of herself a folding thing. This was a new and lunar purpose, and in her biting she tunneled up and then downward, while her brother and sister smeared across heaven. Thin ruptures of descent. food for scarabs and the worm. She took her people and made them safe and sat with Azura, drawing of her husband's likeness in the dirt. For I have removed my left hand and my right, he will say, she said. For that is how I shall win against them. Love alone, and you shall know only mistakes of salt. The worlding of the words is our math. Sorry, what? I wonder if that's a Elder Scrolls Online reference that I don't get. Now I have a question. Yeah. What does this mean? Well, it means coda. Okay. A graphical novel script written by Michael Kirkbride and set in the 5th era. The 5th era? Okay. The novel focuses on the end of the world, and rather than this resulting in the next Arabic Kalpa, the Kalric cycle also comes to an end. The setting of the novel is a science fantasy evolution of the moon Massa, to which inhabitants of Nern fled after an apocalypse event called Landfall. Alongside the story, Coda promotes the idea of the lore of the Elder Scrolls world. It's a collaborative, open-source fiction that is free to be interpreted, rewritten, and personalized by its reader. To that end, Coda was launched alongside Morrowind Today, a website where people can submit their own stories. So it's like, shit. What's it called? What's it called? That website where people can make their own, what's it called? OCP. OCP? Yeah, I think so. A number of other stories by Backblind, about the King of the Earthers, Lowercase Coda, Prophets of Landfall, the 5th era, you say? Controversy. The ethos promoted by Coda resulted in ongoing controversy within the Elder Scrolls fanbase over what considered to be canon information in the Elder Scrolls universe. On one side, Coda's reinterpretations of the world and promotion of the lore as open-source fiction result in the view that everything set in the Elder Scrolls universe, from the content created by Bethesda to Coda and Crane-funded works, are all equally valid interpretations of the Elder Scrolls themes and ideas, and therefore essentially no such thing as Elder Scrolls canon. On the other side, since ZeniMax Media Inc. is the legal intellectual property holder of the franchise, this results in the view that everything that is not created or licensed by Bethesda and ZeniMax is solely fanfiction or apocrypha, and therefore only the official content released by these... right? Interesting. That is interesting. Who's Michael Kirkbride? He is... a former designer for Professor Softworks. He was asked by Bethesda to author a few in-game books for Oblivion following his departure from Bethesda Telltale Games, writing for the critically acclaimed titles such as Batman, Minecraft. Michael continues to write additions to the Imperial Library and the law section of the official forums. He also did some contract work for the Knights of the Nine download. He spent several years preparing the release of an open-source graphic novel, Coda, which is set in the Elder Scrolls universe. Yeah. So he did a lot of the writing for Morrowind. That's cool. Okay. Well, that was the 36 Lessons of Vivec. Damn it, where is it? Sermon 37. But for now, my name is Leo, and I will see you next time.